Before the wellness plan came in, Joe was not a happy man. We had to do everything for him, and having two people to get him up to shower, to settle him at night. It was always two people and he used to sit there all day. Hello Joe, how are you going? You ready for your shower?
Gillian's always got some new ideas and work on it together, and it's been great to watch it take place.
Rather than just go in and see what he couldn't do for himself and where we should be helping Joe, it was more about getting to know Joe and Ruth as people so that we could tailor our care towards things that were important to Joe and Ruth.
With Joe, when we first implemented the wellness program, I explained to him that we wanted him to walk eventually.
Joe has always been happy to meet the challenge with Gillian. It's a sort of a challenge between the pair of them. It's good.
Helen, may I have the pleasure of this dance with you?
I'd love to.
Yeah. That's nice.
So the wellness approach is a model of care to help us work with our clients to support them to regain or maintain their independence.
So another dance with you later.
What I do is I try to encourage people to live the life I'm living, see? Because they do say, gee, Norman, you can still dance at your age, how do you do all that, see? And I try to encourage elderly people to keep active and take an interest in something and enjoy their life. I go ballroom dancing Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, and that does me good and that's keeping me well.
I'm very lucky. The people who come to me, Silver Chain are wonderful. I like to be given a chance to do things. But there's some things, I can't do for myself, and I'll ask for help if I want it.
We've always said that this has to be an organisational change, really. We want our home helps, our care aides, the people who assess, our care coordinators and our managers to understand that if we all work together on this, then we'll get the best possible outcome for our clients, which is healthier, fitter, happier people. One of the main principles of the wellness approach is doing with, not for. And I explain that as when you go and see your client, it'd be very easy to go in there and rush in and do all their housework for them, or to pop them in the shower and shower them down. But what we're asking our staff to do is to go in and work alongside their client, to do things together. So you'd be breaking down those steps into the little things that people can do for themselves and encouraging them every step of the way to do those things.
So the sort of things we do is, I say, like helping with the washing up and putting things away into the fridge, getting stuff out of the fridge, putting stuff in the cupboards. That's the sort of thing, we do together.
With Joe, we were able to look at the whole situation and have tiny, tiny little goals and tiny, tiny steps that we knew or we felt would be achievable for him.
I guess that when you are working with somebody and you think you're there to maybe do some cleaning for them, it might feel as if you're not doing your job properly. But actually that's what we want you to do. We want you to encourage your client to do as much for themselves as possible. And that is part of your role to do that.
You've got to make the best of life. Get on with it. You can't just stop. And even if you can't do things, you still got to make the best of what you've got.
We really need to shift the way we think about older people in our community and people with disabilities. We need to acknowledge that these people need to have fulfilling lives, to be part of our community, to have roles within their own families that are meaningful, rather than people who are passive and just sit there having things done to them. So we need to give these older people and people with disabilities a way that they can express themselves, say what they want in their lives, and to help them to get to where they want to be in their lives. Being able to join in an activity with your local community, things that we all take for granted and do every day, our clients often have troubles doing that. And if by implementing this kind of way of working, we can encourage people to get back to the things that they love to do and the things that give them meaning and pleasure in their life, I think that's a really great thing.